In this video, we'll be looking deep into the cost of living for families in the Netherlands. So if you're considering moving to the Netherlands with your family, or you recently moved into the Netherlands, this video is for you. The Netherlands has a lot to offer to families: quality education, quality health care, work-life balance, family friendliness, and beautiful environment. However, it is important to consider the financial side of things, because high standard of living comes with high cost of living as well. And so in this video, we dive into the details of what it costs to live in the Netherlands as a family. First up, we start with housing and accommodation. It is becoming harder and harder to find a decent accommodation in the Netherlands. The rents are increasing on a frequent basis, and the gap between supply and demand of housing units continues to widen. The bad news is that the trend is not expected to change anytime soon. So accommodation becomes one of the highest thing on your budget as a family. You would expect to spend somewhere between 400 and 750 euros in a shared apartment where you take one room with other flatmates. But that is for a single person. For a family person, you need to get a decent accommodation suitable for a family, at least a self-contained. But most cases, you need a 2-bedroom apartment. And for this, you need to budget from 850 to 2,000, 2,500, depending on location. And the nearer to the city, the higher the price. And the farther from the city, the lower the price. So accommodation is something that you really need to consider seriously when it comes to moving to the Netherlands as a family. Healthcare costs. In the Netherlands, it is legal for everyone to be under a basic healthcare insurance cover. So you must take out a healthcare insurance. For the children, it is free. You don't pay for healthcare cover for the children. But for every adult, you have to pay. And the price ranges from 125 to 130, could be up to 140, depending on if you take on some additional covers. You can shop around for different insurance companies, look at the prices, and select the one that is most suitable for you. However, you have to take note of the hospitals within your area and ensure that the insurance company you choose is also covering that hospital. Some insurance companies don't work with every hospital, so you want to look at this when making your decision. Next, we look at electricity, gas, and water. In the last 1 year, the price of electricity and gas went through the roof. While that is gradually cooling off now, you still will expect to spend anywhere from 150 euros to 250 euros to power your household for electricity and gas. And you can shop around from different suppliers. You can opt to have a fixed contract of over 2 years or 1 year, and you can also opt to have a variable contract where the prices fluctuate for you as the market fluctuates. You have various options, but you have to look at it and choose what works for you. Personally, I had a fixed contract for 1 year that expired this July. I have not yet renewed that contract because I want to explore the variable contract option to see how that price fluctuates. If it is better to have a variable contract or the fixed contract, I want to see that in another 3 months. Then I will decide whether to go ahead with a fixed contract or keep a variable contract. For water, you pay just about 25 euros a month for a household. The third point we look at is childcare costs. Education for children between the ages of 4 until high school is free in the Netherlands. But if you want your kids in daycare because they are younger than 4, you'd have to pay out of pocket. If both parents are working, the government will reimburse some of those costs to you. If your children are also under the age of 12 and you make use of out of school daycare or before school daycare, this cost can also be reimbursed to you by the government if both parents are working. And for the cost of daycare or out of school care, you want to look at the rate of 8 euros per hour to about 12 euros per hour. Next item on the list is internet and telephone costs. It depends on the provider you choose in the Netherlands, but you can expect to spend somewhere around 30 euros to 45 euros for your home Wi-Fi. And for telephone data, you can expect to spend between 15 euro to 30 euro. It depends on if you're taking unlimited data on your phone or if you're subscribing from the top guys in the market like T-Mobile, KPN, Ziggo. It depends on who your supplier is. There are cheaper suppliers on the market. Different people want different things. But between 15 euros and 30 euros, you can get calls and data on your phone. And between 30 euros and 45 euros, you can get Wi-Fi for your house. Personally, the Wi-Fi that we use is at 30 euros per month, and I use 15 gigabytes phone and data subscription, which is around 15 euro a month. Why? Because I don't need unlimited data on my phone. I am mostly at work or at home, and in both locations I have access to Wi-Fi, so I don't go for the unlimited data on my phone. That will cost me another 15 euros, which will make it 30 euros, and I don't really need it. So I stick to 15 gigabyte package, and that is working for me so far. Next, we talk about transportation cost. And talking about transportation, the Netherlands has recently been named as the second most expensive in terms of public transport in the whole world, second only to Switzerland. So that explains why biking is the primary source of transportation in the Netherlands. The Dutch love their bike. It doesn't matter the weather condition, they are on their bike. But yes, the use of bike saves a lot of money for families. But if you have to travel for longer distances, or you are not into biking like myself, then you would pay some good amount of money on transportation cost. If you have to travel by train because you travel long distance, it is best to take subscription from the train company, NS, so that you pay a certain amount every month. That amount depends on if you'll be traveling during peak period or off-peak period. You expect to spend around 125 euros to 250 euros depending on how often you travel, or if you travel during peak period or off-peak period. But if you're not traveling too far away, then you make use of the bus, the tram, or the metro. I do make use of the bus to church 4 times a month, and I take my kids to the swimming lesson 4 times a month. And usually that costs me around 50 euros a month. But for going to work, a lot of employers reimburse you for commuting to and from work. So I don't pay for going to work and coming back. I use company provided transport card. Now we look at taxes, and here I'm not talking about income tax. I'm talking about municipality taxes. Every household in the Netherlands is charged a municipality tax, and that is for refuse disposal. And if you're a homeowner, you have a mortgage, then you'll be talking about property tax, sewage management, and the like. For a family of 5, which is 2 parents and 3 kids, we pay around 400 per year for waste management. So if you're a family of 2, the amount is lesser. If you're a family of 1, the amount is lesser. Talking about taxes, how about subscribing to my channel? At least that won't cost you any penny. Please subscribe if you have not done so already. Thank you so much for doing just that. Let's continue. Now we talk about insurance. First we talked about healthcare insurance. Now we talk about other forms of insurance. There are many types of insurances that you can take out in the Netherlands. In fact, the Dutch people are known to be highly insured. Sometimes they are over-insured. However, there is one insurance that is very necessary, that everyone takes it out, especially if you have kids, and that is liability insurance. This is simply an insurance that protects you in case you cause any harm or damage to another person. It is usually not expensive. Below 10 euros, you are able to get this insurance for the whole family. So that is one insurance that is very important to have. But you have other arrays of insurances: funeral insurance, life insurance, legal assistance insurance, household contents insurance. The list goes on and on. You have to look at what exactly do you need and then insure appropriately. Now we look at the next big item on the list, and that is groceries. Everyday essentials like bread, egg, milk, vegetables, fruits have experienced high increase in prices in the last couple of months. No thanks to inflation, the energy crisis, and the increase in production costs. A mom recently posted a question in a forum that I'm a member of on Facebook, and she asked the question. I'll read it exactly as she asked. She says, one adult and two kids below 5 years old. Is 1,000 enough budget for monthly groceries, including diapers, household items, food, beverage, and leisure activities? In your experience, what is a realistic budget for these expenses? So this was the question posted by one concerned mom about her household expenses, specifically groceries. But of course, she added leisure activities and diapers for toddlers. And a lot of moms gave responses in that forum. Some of those I post on the screen for you to read. Of course, the answer varied from different people, and in the end, the answers from these different people show that it all depends. It depends on your lifestyle. It depends on how much eating out you do, how much you cook at home. Do you eat a lot of meat? Do you eat more of vegetables and fruits? There are many factors that play into the cost of grocery. For my home, we are a family of 5, 2 parents and a 12-year-old, 10-year-old, and an 8-year-old. Our grocery ranges between 800 and 1,000 a month. And this includes occasional takeout. We don't eat out a lot. We cook most of our meal at home. So in the end, it all depends on your lifestyle and when and where you shop. While we do a little recap on everything we've been talking about in this video, please would you give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell so that you don't miss out on future videos. To recap the cost of living for a family in the Netherlands, considering a 2-parent family. Healthcare costs will cost around 250 euros for the family. Accommodation will be looking at 1,200 euros for a 1-bedroom or max 2-bedroom apartment in a low-cost area. Childcare costs can vary depending on how many days you put your child in daycare and all of that, but you can be looking around 300, 500 or more. It all depends, but let's just say 500. Internet and telephone for both couple, we look at 80 euros. Electricity, we estimate at 200. For transportation, we estimate 150. Of course, this can be non-existent or be very, very lower than this, depending on if you go out, if you commute, or if you use your bike. Council taxes, we estimate 35 per month. Insurance, we estimate 10 euro per month. And for groceries, we estimate 800 euros per month. Wow, that's a lot of money. And believe me, this depends on where you're living. If you're living in Amsterdam, most of these costs here are way higher. However, it's important to note that the minimum income in the Netherlands is currently around 2,000 euros. So it means that a family is expected to be able to survive within 2,000 euros income level. That again means that each of the items on this list can be pruned down. There are more room in some areas than in other areas. For your groceries, you can prune it further down by shopping during off-season, by going to farmers market, by shopping from discount supermarkets, by shopping from thrift stores, and looking up other possibilities for you. So for groceries, you can really cut down. The Netherlands is an absolute delight to live, especially as a family. The standard of living is very high, but so also the cost of living. Proper budgeting, planning, shopping from thrift stores, low-cost supermarkets, you are able to bring down your cost of living to a manageable level that your family income can accommodate. Of course, it all boils down to your income level. To help you find well-paying jobs that also offer visa sponsorships in the Netherlands, I have 2 videos for you. Click the screen now, go and watch those videos, and I will see you there.